It's time for high school hockey on Up North Hockey. Tonight's game is sponsored by G&B Environmental and Minnesota Twist Drill. Over to Peterson, shot, scores! North Wright County comes back in this one and wins the game in overtime. Sidney Peterson. Tonight's game is also brought to you by Winnie Trading Post, Iron Range Apparel, and Anthony's Heating, AC, and Refrigeration. Now Brandon Lind with a shot. He scores! Brandon Lind gets the Golden Bears on the board to make it 1-0. The Golden Bears' first goal of the season. That's the captain, number 10, Brandon Lind. Now to the rink. Here's Blake with your play-by-play call in the broadcast booth. Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome inside the IRA Civic Center in Grand Rapids for tonight's boys high school hockey matchup between the 2-4 Brainerd Warriors and the 6-0 Grand Rapids Thunderhawks. In Brainerd's last game, they lost to Hermantown 6-1, and Grand Rapids is coming off a victory over Roseau last Friday. They beat the Roseau Rams 5-1. And yeah, like I said, 2-4, the record for Brainerd. Grand Rapids still looking for their, they don't want to look for it, but they still haven't lost the game this year. I was going to say they're still looking for their first loss.
No, they're not. No, they're not.
So,
you know what? Rapids is off to a good start. They're playing smart hockey. I said this last time we watched them play. The only time we've seen them play against Duluth East is their defensive core is amazing. They got 6 defensemen that, my opinion, they could be a starting on any team in the state of Minnesota. And the thing is, they've allowed, 8 shots, 6 shots, 5 shots, 15 shots against Moorhead. Pelkington, he has, the 3 shutouts earlier this year for Grand Rapids. And that's not just, that's part of the team, the way they play the game, the way the smart defensive core. They're patient, led by number 23 senior Jack Peart, probably one of the best in the state of Minnesota, So to me, I think that he's the quarterback of this team. He kind of controls everything that happens, and he dictates what goes on out there on the ice. And I think, Easton Young last year learned a lot from Jack. I think younger players, Sam Stera was on the team, picked up something from both of them. So Grand Rapids has a core of defensemen that they're the backbone of this team, 100%. And I believe that, and I look here, as long as we're talking about Grand Rapids, here they got their scorers this year. Hunter Bischoff, he's got 5 goals, 6 assists. Jack Peart, a defenseman, he's got 2 goals, 7 assists. And then, they don't have a lot of points on their team, but they're doing what it takes because they don't allow a lot of shots. They're not allowing a lot of goals. They're doing what needs to be done to, get games won. I do believe that the Duluth East game was a good game. Roseau was a good test for them. We didn't know what we were going to get. They played their third-string goalie. The other 2 goalies were out with COVID. But then, their next test coming up is against Hermantown on Thursday night. So I think that's going to be a really big test. If once they get, this is a good test too to fine-tune. Brainerd lost to Hermantown 6-1, but they gave up 54 shots to Hermantown.
and you talk about that defensive core, that is the strength of this team. But tonight, I would like to see a little more offensive firepower from this Grand Rapids team. You mentioned they don't have a lot of points. They are 6-0 on the season. But, once you start playing some of these tougher teams and you're in tight hockey games, you're going to have to score some more goals. So we'll see what happens tonight. Could be a tight game, a physical game. It's, the JV game was entertaining. I expect the same for the varsity game. So we'll step aside here. Zamboni's done after warm-ups. We'll play our sponsor ads, and the teams will be back on the ice for the starting lineups, national anthem, and opening puck drop from the IRA Civic Center. Stop by Iron Range Apparel for all your Minnesota-themed clothing and home decor. Located in the Thunderbird Mall in Virginia, Iron Range Apparel offers lake cabin and home decor along with a large variety of apparel. Grab a hockey hoodie for the rink or a winter hat for the cold Minnesota weather. Iron Range Apparel also offers wholesale pricing and custom screen printing. Find them on Facebook and Instagram or shop online at ironrange.shop, and good luck to all the players. Minnesota Twist Drill is a proud sponsor of Up North Hockey and wish best of luck to all players on the season ahead and to have fun. For all your heating, air conditioning, and refrigeration needs in the Grand Rapids area, call Tony from Anthony's Heating, Air Conditioning, and Refrigeration at 218-256-1092 or find them on Facebook at Anthony's Heating, AC, and Refrigeration, LLC. G&B Environmental specializes in proactive air and water filtration services, HVAC coil protection, cottonwood screen insulation for cooling units, UV light air purification systems, and electrostatic disinfectant spraying for COVID-19 and other contagions. Give them a call at 1-800-466-2018 or visit gbenvironmental.com. Winnie Trading Post is your one-stop shop on the way to the lake. Located 12 miles north of Deer River on Highway 46 by Lake Winnebagosh, Winnie Trading Post offers gas, food, bait, propane, and everything in between. Find them on Facebook by searching Winnie Trading Post or stop by on your next trip to the lake. All right, welcome back to Grand Rapids. Both teams have taken the ice for the starting lineups. I'm excited for this game here tonight. Good atmosphere here in the IRA Civic Center. I'm excited.
I am. I mean, there's more people here tonight than there was at the Duluth East game, so it makes it feel like there's a few people in here, a crowd. Listening to the recording of the band playing, which that was an excellent thing that was on I seen that Grand Rapids Band had posted about the Grand Rapids Band and how the hockey team's almost like the band this year. They're a team. They've come together. But one thing I want to say we were talking about before the break, Blake, is Grand Rapids they don't have a lot of scoring, and you'd like to see them come out and score goals tonight. The reason that is because they got a whole team full of unselfish players that are trying to pass the puck, help the other guy out. A lot of these guys aren't just trying to take it upon themselves to make this happen.
All right, let's meet the starters here for Brainerd and Grand Rapids. Starting in net for Brainerd is number 35, Jed Kling. On the first defense is number 25, Grant Gardapi. And the second defense is number 23, Eric Polkamp. First forward, number 27, Alex Jones, excuse me. Second forward, number 9, Andrew Zuck. And the third and final forward, number 18, Harrison Seymour. Now the starting lineups for Grand Rapids here. Starting in net will be number 1, Wyatt Pilkington. He has started all 6 games for Grand Rapids this season. He has a save percentage of .966 and goals against average of .50. On the first defense, number 24, Sam Sturl. And the second defense will be Cedar defenseman number 23, Jack Peart. St. Cloud State commit, of course. Justin Kerr will be starting tonight for the Grand Rapids Thunderhawks at wing. Well, Kerr's actually a center. And on the left wing, number 17, Garrett Drott. And number 20, Hayden DeMar starting on the right wing. The starters for Grand Rapids and Brainerd. And we'll talk about the line combinations for Grand Rapids after the national anthem here from the IRA Civic Center. And we are just about ready for hockey here from the IRA Civic Center. I just want to talk about quick, Coach Wade Chido going with the second line to start this game. Justin Kerr at center, Garrett Drotz at left wing, and Hayden DeMars at right wing. Interesting move there.
You know what, to me, they've earned it. Listening throughout, the year, they've all got points. They hustle. Kerr hustles. These guys, their second line, they've earned it tonight. And so, we'll see what happens. I'm sure it's something different, exciting for them. So, the thing is you got to change it up. Keep the same thing all the time. That it works for you. I get it, but changing this up, and it's just a good thing because I do believe they deserve it. And I can go back and we'll talk about real quick the, Grand Rapids scoring so far this year. You got Hunter Bischoff leads the scoring, like I said. Jack Peart, he's got 9 points. Garrett Drotz, I don't know if he had 7 points all last year. This year he's got 3 goals, 4 assists, 7 points. Hayden DeMars, he's got 1 goal, 7 assists. Joey Del Greco, 3 for 6 points. Easton Young. But then you get Wyatt Pelkington. He's 6-0. Goals against is a .50 with a .966 goals against on the year, save percentage.
And let's play hockey. We are underway from the IRA Civic Center as the puck goes back into the Brainerd zone. Shot up by Polkamp. Broken twig there right off the bat. That was Justin Kerr breaking a stick there. And coming out is Joey Del Greco for Grand Rapids. Sturl sends it up. Grand Rapids will be offside, and we have a stoppage of play.
Yeah, every time I see one of those sticks break nowadays, you're used to it probably, but I think I was looking at price of them, $300 a stick, $150 to $300. It just I can't believe it. I used to buy a dozen Sherwood 50-30s for $150. But yeah, that's a good start for Grand Rapids. Into the zone right away. Now they're trying to get him the right stick because he gave a stick away, and then he had to grab a different stick from somebody else.
One back by Brainerd. Up the boards by Gardapi. Can't connect on the pass there, and it's going to go all the way down for an icing.
You know, we had talked earlier before the game. Brainerd played, last game they played was against Hermantown. They lost 6-1. You know, Zam Plant for Hermantown, sophomore, he has 18 goals, 15 assists in 8 games. And you had mentioned on it earlier, his supporting cast is quite amazing that he has. So, you know, I can see where Brainerd had their hands full.
Brought out by the Warriors through neutral. Here's Polkamp. Another offside there, and another stoppage of play just getting underway from the IRA Civic Center. 16-13 remaining in period 1.
You know, and Brainerd's leading scorer this year is number 23, Eric Polkamp, who just brought the puck across offside. He's got 7 goals, 3 assists for 10 points. Number 14, Max Roby, he's got a goal and 3 assists for 4 points on the year. So they got some guys that can score goals.
That Polkamp, I remember watching him last year. A very good defensive player. He plays defense. He quarterbacks their power play. He's the Brainerd's Jack Peart.
Yes.
And it is a familiar name in Brainerd as well. There's been some Polkamps that have came out of that program.
Yep, definitely notice it.
And that Roby, he's a sophomore forward for this Brainerd team. He was on the Bantam AA team last year, so he's off to a really good start for his sophomore season. And it is brought up by Roby into the Grand Rapids zone. Now here comes Grand Rapids the other way. DeMarsh shot right on. Pad save there by goaltender Klang. Now back to neutral. Here's Stauffer over to Morquay. Back to Stauffer now in the Grand Rapids zone. Now behind the net, Morquay controls. Backhands it up the boards to Holcomb. Braden Holcomb finds Hunter Bischoff. Bischoff going towards the net. Pad save there by Klang. Another shot by Morquay. Rebound chance. Can't get a stick on it. Back up to Morquay at the point. Down to Del Greco. Now here's Bischoff. Now picked up by Brainerd. That's Cousino. And if I'm saying any of these names wrong, there's some tough names on this Brainerd team. As there's a shot there by Grand Rapids, glove save by Klang. If I'm saying any of these names wrong, just let me know in the comments, and I'll be sure to correct that.
That right there was an amazing save. That was a great. Now I see why Hermantown only won 6-1. Hunter Bischoff had that puck point blank in the slot, and it was a beautiful. I mean, he had an upper corner picked out, and the goalie was able to snag it out of the air.
Yeah, it looked like he played very good for the first 2 periods against Hermantown. Let up 6 goals on 50-some shots. So, we'll see if he's hot here tonight. It's always tough when you run into a hot goaltender.
And Grand Rapids doesn't give up a lot of shots either.
Shot there by number 27, Alex Jones. First shot of the night for Brainerd. And a glove save by Pilkington.
And, that's kind of what I was talking about. They don't give up a lot of shots close. Last game against Duluth East, where were Duluth East shots? They came from high slot, blue line, outside between the blue line and the red line. They didn't have a lot of shots in the slot area.
You're right about that. So for that Duluth East game, 7 shots on net, and there wasn't many, close scoring chances or shots in that game.
No.
Shot there, scores! Number 11, Wade Browse with an absolute snipe from the top of the circles. And I don't even think Clank saw that one.
He didn't. He was totally screened. He heard the clank like we did. It went off the left hand, the left side bar pipe, and went in the net. He had no idea it was coming through there. Wade Browse, that was excellent play. The puck caromed off the boards. He just turned around and threw it at the net. Like I said, Blake, you can't score goals if you don't throw it at the net. Excellent play by Wade Browse.
So once again, that was scored by Wade Browse, and the single assist going to number 7, John Bonner. Time of that goal was 3:15 of the first period. So a very good start for Grand Rapids. They lead in shots on goal 5-1 so far. Yeah, that was a really nice shot.
Yeah, you turn around and you shoot the puck. It was a bullet right to the corner. He had no idea that it was even coming.
Face off here in the neutral zone. Back to Sturl, now over to Peart. Peart trying to find Kerr there on the pass. Now it's going to be sent all the way down by Brainerd. No icing there on the play. Pilkington sends it up the boards to the near half wall. Now here's Brainerd trying to get a shot through there. Picked up by Grand Rapids. Peart trying to find a pass there. Got tipped away. Now here comes Polkamp of the Warriors. He flips it in. He's going to go down and chase for it as he gets tripped up. Sturl sends it up to DeMars, over to Kerr. Kerr backhands it in. Brainerd in their own zone, flipped up by Polkamp. Kind of a dangerous play there. Luckily for Brainerd, no Grand Rapids attacking players in front of the net. Now back in the Grand Rapids zone, behind the net. Here's Del Greco coming in to pick it up. Up to Holcomb. Now Hakey's going to drive in with it, but Del Greco is offside.
Yeah, the Brainerd player carried Del Greco across the blue line to make him offside. But that's what I was talking about, rim markway right there. The way they come into the zone and they don't let people inside. He pushes them to the outside of the boards. And then Del Greco coming back and intercepting that. That right there is why Grand Rapids don't give up lots of shots.
Shot there, can't get it through. The Brainerd Warriors trying to put a shot on from the point. Here comes Grand Rapids the other way. That was Morkway bringing it in. He gets driven off the play. Back behind the net. Now it squirts out front. Shot there by Holcomb, and Clang is there with the glove save.
It was nice to see Braden Holcomb, too, get on the board finally for the year. Last year scoring a few goals, year before scoring a few goals, and he hurt his shoulder earlier in the season, the first game. But to get 2 goals last week up in Roseau, one was shorthanded, and from what I hear, it was an excellent, excellent goal.
Shot there by Holcomb. Blockered away by Clang. Now appeared at the point. It's again 1-0 in favor of Grand Rapids with 11:44 remaining in period 1. And now another stoppage of play here as it's covered up by the goaltender, Clang.
Well, you may get your wish. You said you would like to see some offensive performance tonight. I do believe you may get that. Shots right now, 7-1. I think those shots are pretty legit. But the one shot Brainerd got was from the blue line.
So face off to the left of Clang. Peart intercepts. Peart driving to the net. Backhand shot. Fires it wide. Hit the glass behind the net. Now Brainerd controls in the near corner. They will shoot it out of the zone. Now here's Matkow. Grand Rapids controls in their own zone. To Henry Sturl. Over to Bonner. Out front, can't give it back to Sturl. There was Bonner now in the near corner, a battle for it. Brainerd comes away with it. Here's shot out by Brainerd. Now brought in by Bonner. Now Ekstrand for the Warriors. Tipped in by Roby into the Grand Rapids zone. Here's Stauffer. to DeMars. Now DeMars finds Kerr, and now we have a stoppage of play for another offside.
Those are some pretty close offsides, especially when Kerr had the puck on the blue line. But, they're on the line. We're not, I guess.
So face off in the neutral zone, one back by Brainerd. Well, they send it up to neutral. Back in the Grand Rapids zone now. Shot there from the point by number 28, Cole Matkow. Now in the far corner. Sent out front by the Warriors. And it will be shot out by Drotz. Back in neutral, shot in by Matkow. All the way into the Grand Rapids zone. Morquay is going to send it around the boards. Another stoppage of play here.
Justin Kerr is going to go for a slashing. At the 6:53 mark of the first period.
Well, a good chance here for Brainerd on the power play. It's been all Grand Rapids so far. They lead 1-0 and lead in shots and goals 7-2. So we'll see if they can get something going. One back by Brainerd. Polkamp sends it down to the far corner. Now out front. Puck still loose. Shot up the boards now by Sturl. No icing there on the play. Polkamp and Del Greco chase it, but it's played by the goaltender Klang. Polkamp now behind the net.
Grand Rapids has a really good penalty kill on the year, too.
Yeah, I was going to talk about that. 90% penalty kill so far this season. 18 out of 20 opportunities for the opposing team.
Yeah.
That's very good. And it just, it correlates with their defensive core. That statistic makes sense. They're very good defensively. They've only given up a couple goals this season, so.
Yeah, you're completely right.
And it's a pretty good start for them here on this penalty kill as well. Only a minute 02 remaining on the power play for Grand Rapids. Now here's Holtcomb in the Grand Rapids offensive zone. Now he's just going to shoot it back to neutral to Peart.
That's just smart hockey. Smart hockey.
Peart driving in now. Shot right on. Well, it went wide of the net. Just missed the upper right corner. Now here comes Brainerd the other way. Shot there, scores! Number 27, Alex Jones from the point.
You know what, to me, and I think that's what the coach is talking about, he thinks that was a high stick. They're discussing it. That puck was deflected. No, it looked like it was deflected. No, they're going to call it a goal. I do believe that's whoever scored that goal, that's his first goal of his senior or high school career because they just saved the puck for him.
It's a huge goal for Brainerd as they tied up at 1 apiece with 8:40 remaining in period 1. We'll have to wait for the official scoring here. So that goal was tipped in by number 9, Andrew Zuck. The first assist going to number 27, Alex Jones. And the second assist to number 28, Cole Matkow. And time of that goal was 8:17 of the first period of play.
Not sure why they gave the puck to the coach on that one. Zuck, he's already got himself a goal this year.
So play here in the Grand Rapids zone. We are tied up at 1 apiece. Now here comes Grand Rapids the other way. DeMars trying to connect on a pass there. Now driving to the net. Intercepted by Brainerd. Now here's Hankey back with it for Grand Rapids up to DeMars. DeMars driving up. Pokes it in. Now for Brainerd, here's Matkow. Up to Roby. Back to Matkow now through center ice. Brainerd is offside. They have to retreat. Grand Rapids will send it out. Tipped in by Drotz. Now Brainerd in their own zone. Sent up by Gardapi. Now here's Roby for Brainerd out front. Shot scores!
Now that was a very nice play, and that is a rare play to see Jack Peart let that puck come through and was deflected in by the, I believe number 7 is going to get that goal.
That is going to be number 7, Landon Maccow, with the assist going to number 14, Max Roby.
And now they've been tested. Now we see if they calm down, they get back in this, which that's the first time I do believe they have been. I'm not even sure if they've been down. Not sure.
So there was a second assist on that goal as well. I believe it was number 10. It was number 10. So scoring the goal once again, number 7, Landon Maccow, with the first assist going to number 14, Max Roby, and second assist to number 10, Aiden Ekstrand. Time of that goal was 9:31, and it is 2-1 Brainerd over Grand Rapids. This is probably the first pickle Grand Rapids has been in all season.
Is he hurt again?
Yes, Easton Young is hurt.
He is. Okay, I know he played the game in Roseau.
He did get hurt again in Roseau.
That's too bad.
But I was going to say, this is one of the first pickles Grand Rapids has been in all season. They were down against Hill Murray, I believe, at one point. But in the other games, they've been up all game long.
Okay, yeah.
Opportunity there for Holcomb. Can't pull the trigger. Yeah, we'll see if Grand Rapids could cool down here. You know, they're down 2-1. They're not used to this, and we'll see if they, they'll start getting in trouble when they start taking penalties and start getting, chippy, and they don't want to do that. They just got to play their game and calm down. It's 2-1 in the first period, Brainerd. So
well, we had talked about it earlier. We knew this was going to be a physical game.
So we have 6:31 remaining in period 1. Once again, Brainerd with a 2-1 lead over Grand Rapids. Here's Jack Peart with it. Peart for Grand Rapids sends it up to DeMars. Now Del Greco over to Sturl. Out front, can't connect on the pass there was Sam Sturl. Brainerd the other way, Alex Jones, and they're offside once again. Lots of offside so far here in this one.
Yeah, the play started out good. Grand Rapids controlling the puck. Brainerd came back, they controlled it. And then it kind of turned into a lot of play in the middle, a lot of sloppy play, a lot of icing, couple icings, offsides. I think teams need to settle down here, both teams a little bit, and just kind of play the game of hockey.
Score the junior varsity game here tonight was a 1-1 tie. We played a 5-minute overtime period, 4-on-4, and we did not get a winner. So far, this one has been a very entertaining matchup between Grand Rapids and Brainerd, as was the junior varsity game. Drotz picks it up in the Grand Rapids offensive zone, but intercepted by Brainerd up to center ice. Now here's Polkamp. Derek Polkamp shot right on there from the half wall and cradled and stopped by the goaltender Pilkington.
We'll go back to the first goal that was scored for Brainerd. It was kind of one of them. It was deflected. It was deflected high. The puck was 3 feet off the ground, off the ice, and it was deflected in. Second goal Brainerd got. Good hard work for him. Kind of a rarity to see Grand Rapids defense.
Shot right on there. It was loose. Pilkington's able to cover it up. Nice puck movement by Brainerd, and they put a shot on there, but Pilkington is there with a pretty tough save.
That's what I was just going to say. The puck movement by Brainerd right now is they're moving it really well. They're moving it fast. They're keeping up with each other. And Grand Rapids just going to have to capitalize on this. It's going to be a power play for Grand Rapids coming up here.
So, yeah, power play Grand Rapids coming up. And now Polkamp will touch the puck. That's going to be a hooking penalty on number 7, Landon Maccow. And we'll see if Grand Rapids can tie it up at 2 apiece on the power play.
You never know with those situations. They always say there's good penalties At that point, Wade Browse probably would have beat everybody to the puck and been streaking away on a breakaway. But you just hate to see penalties like that.
To the point, here's Peart. Peart skates back. Over to Del Greco. Shot deflects up and over the net. Now in the near corner, a battle for it. Polkamp sends it up the boards. Here's Morquay now. Over to Peart. Now Del Greco back to Peart. Peart shot there. Hits a stick out front. It goes over the net. Back up to Peart now. Peart, of course, the quarterback of this Grand Rapids power play. Now Bischoff back over to Peart. Shot right out, scores! The captain, number 3, Jack Peart, cashes in on the power play. And just like that, Grand Rapids ties it back up at 2 apiece.
Yeah, you let him set up, that's going to happen. He come in there, he's going to pick his spot out. I don't care how good of a goalie you are. When you're a caliber of Jack Peart, when you get the puck, not often do you see him tee it up. He's always looking to dish it out, give it to somebody else. And that was excellent play by Grand Rapids power play.
I believe there was a second assist on that goal. I could hear it, but it was scored by Jack Peart. First assist going to number 10, Joey Del Greco. Like I said, I did not hear the second assist on that goal. Here's Drotz the other way. He shoots it over the right corner. And another shot there, and a glove save by Kling.
I would think that Hunter Bischoff was out there on that. And he was the one digging in the corner, and he got the puck over. Unless it goes to the other defenseman, which was Sturl, I think, was out there. We'll try to get a word on that and find out.
Here comes Brainerd the other way off the face-off. Picked up by Peart now. Peart behind the net. Over to Henry Sturl. Sturl knocked off the play. Shot there by Bonner. And now back along the backboards. Now along the half wall. Peart's going to come in and pick it up. Out front, can't connect on the pass there. Sturl with a shot and a pad save by Kling. Now here's Brose at the point, who sends it down to the backboards behind the net. Here's Brainerd. Now battle for it along the far half wall. Here's Bonner, shot right on. Hard shot. Rebound, Chad, still loose. And now it looks like we might be having some penalties coming up here. We're going to be having some penalties coming up here, it looks like, on both teams, I would say. Tempers are flaring here at the IRA Civic Center.
I don't even know why there would be on the Grand Rapids guy. He was the one sitting on the bottom. Goalie come up, pounding on him. The other guy choked him. So I don't know. I'm sure there'll be somebody from both, but I don't know why Wade Browse would be going when he was the guy laying there and the goalie come up pounding on him. Well, I'm sure the goalie's going to get some penalties, and it'd be a very bad thing if they gave him any more than just a 2-minute minor. Kind of carried over from our JV game, though, Blake. See, now they're going to talk to him about this.
So one referee talking to head coach Dave Oss of Brainerd, and the other referee talking to Wade Chido of Grand Rapids, explaining what's going on here. Browse will be heading to the box for Grand Rapids. And we are going to have a Brainerd penalty coming up here.
It's going to be a power play for Grand Rapids.
No, it's just going to be coincidental minors here. So no power play for either team.
Well, they were just coach was yelling power play.
So face off here in the Brainerd zone. So after that scuffle, we'll just have coincidental minors. Maybe not. Looks like another Brainerd player is heading to the box. Number 44, Jimmy Kopinen. So there will be a Grand Rapids power play coming up here.
I think you're going to get one on the goalie and then one on the one of the player for when he was choking him, grabbed him from behind. Well, everybody can settle down now. Let's play some hockey now.
I did get the second assist on that goal for Grand Rapids. It was scored by Jack Peart, of course. First assist to Joey Del Greco. And the second assist to Red Morquay. Shot there by Peart out front. Shot scores! Red Morquay with the goal out front. And that makes it 3-2 in favor of Grand Rapids.
And one of them assists is going to go to number 23, Jack Peart on that. Beautiful play. Threw it in there. Morquay was there. He just pulled instead of throwing it at the net, he pulled it back a little bit and was able to lift it up over the goalie. Grand Rapids takes the lead back, 3-2. And
it's very smart hockey by Red Morquay. He was right there by the goalie. You know, he was playing up on the power play, playing aggressively. So that was, really, really good play. Smart hockey by Morquay.
And I think that's what makes this Grand Rapids team so good. Is their smart hockey player. The shots now are 13-7 in favor of Grand Rapids. 2:30 left in the first period, 3-2 Grand Rapids.
Another shot there by Peart, blocked away by the Brainerd defender. There might have been a second assist on that goal as well. I did not hear it, but it was Ren Morquay with the goal, with one of the assists going to Jack Peart.
And Joey Del Greco will pick up the second assist on that one. Another nice play by Grand Rapids leader Jack Peart on that power play.
So Peart has 1 goal, 1 assist tonight for Grand Rapids. Del Greco has 2 assists for the Thunderhawks, and Red Morquay 1 goal, 1 assist. So 3 players for Grand Rapids so far with 2 points on the night. Peart over to Sturl, shot right on, blockered away by goaltender Klang. And now it's going to be sent all the way down by Brainerd for an icing.
And I think Brainerd maybe thought they were shorthanded still. They were playing 5 guys trying to get into a 4-man box, it looked like.
So that was kind of a mini test there for Grand Rapids. Falling 2-1, they responded very well.
Yes, they have.
You know, with help from 2 power plays, but they responded really well with 2 goals, and they retake the lead 3-2.
You know, and the goals that Grand Rapids gave up, one was tipped deflection from up high, and the other one was a nice play, a rarity to get through the Grand Rapids defense.
Back of the Grand Rapids zone, and now we'll go to neutral. Drotz over to Hankey. Now up to Drotz, who will drive in with it. Now he gets tripped up. Another penalty coming up on Brainerd. That'll be a tripping penalty. And Grand Rapids will be heading back to the power play.
You know, to me, I don't know, Blake. That's an iffy call to me because you're a referee and you've seen it. He laid out to get the puck. The Brainerd guy just kind of skated into him and fell over the top of him. It's not like he went out and tripped him deliberately.
I agree with that. You know, the Brainerd player fell down, and whoever that was Drotz just tripped over him. I agree with what you're saying there.
The coach is not happy right now from Brainerd. He wants an explanation from the referee. He's seen the same thing we've seen here.
But the referee that called, I don't think he had as good of a view. The net was probably blocking his view.
Sure, he was on the far side on the goal line looking straight across. It happened on the goal line just to the right of the Brainerd's goalie. But We got 32 seconds left in this one. Grand Rapids is going to be on the power play. We'll get out of here. We can finish this up, go in the locker room, everybody get a breath, regroup back in it, come back out and get some good, clean hockey the rest of this game. We don't want to see it get out of control by any means.
So face off to the right of goaltender Jed Kling. One back by Grand Rapids. Power play unit back out. Here's Del Greco. Shot, scores! Joey Del Greco makes it 4-2. The Grand Rapids power play is buzzing tonight.
That was an excellent, excellent missile by Joey Del Greco. Come in, he was below the face-off dot, still on the outside of the face-off hash marks, and was able to put a blistering shot. He beat him. It looked to me like he beat him on the blocker side, which there couldn't have been any room. He had to pinpoint that shot. So Grand Rapids, I think they're back on all cylinders. Shots are 17-7 Grand Rapids right now. They're a little test, a little scare.
I think I heard Jack Peart on the first assist there. I did not hear the
15.
Second assist again. 15, Ren Morquay with his third point of the night as well. Jack Peart with 1 goal, 1 assist.
I'll double check that for you and let you know here. Very entertaining first period. Good hockey. There's some penalties. I don't like to see all the penalties, but it's one of those things where that's a little bit of this little rivalry we talked about earlier, how these guys are, they built this little rivalry. Brainerd's known football, and hockey. They've always been a big, aggressive hockey team, football team, same thing. So the things that we're seeing right now, we're seeing in the JV game, a lot of physical hockey. Grand Rapids, they're not a big team. They're not a super physical team, but they're not going to step back and let things happen. So shots after the first period are 17-7 in favor of the Grand Rapids. I'll go back to the 2 goals that Brainerd scored. Rarities, but they do happen. So, we find out that Grand Rapids, they were tested, and they came back and had answered well.
And Grand Rapids had 3 power plays in this first period. They scored within 30 seconds on every one.
It only took them 10 seconds to score on that last one.
Yep. On all 3 of them, 30 seconds at the max on each of them. So, the power play is buzzing tonight. Just talking about their power play, 27% on the season. So it's been, okay. Room for improvement. After tonight, it's going to go up quite a bit so far.
Yeah, you're right on that. The biggest thing as I seen with Grand Rapids is once they calmed down and started playing their position hockey, it's clicked. The patience, disciplined hockey. I said it before the game. Grand Rapids is a very unselfish team, and I think that's why you don't see them score a lot of goals. This 4 goals in the first period just may be their highest of the first period all year long. I just think that a lot of it is, a lot of it is just good play.
So just recapping the scoring from the first period of play. Lots of goals. We had 6 goals between Grand Rapids and Brainerd. Grand Rapids took a 1-0 lead at the 3:15 mark. The first period score on the goal was number 11, Wade Browse, and the single assist going to number 7, John Bonner. Then Brainerd tied it up at 1 apiece with a goal from number 9, Andrew Zuck. First assist to number 27, Alex Jones, and the second assist to number 28, Cole Mackel. That was scored at 8:17. Then at 9:31, Brainerd took a 2-1 lead with the goal from number 7, Landon Mackel. First assist to number 14, Max Roby, and the second assist to number 10, Aiden Ekstrand. Then Grand Rapids tied it up on the power play at 12:35. Goal from Jack Peart, number 23. Number 10, Joey Del Greco with the first assist. And the second assist to number 15, Ren Morquay. At 12:35, that goal was scored. Grand Rapids took a 3-2 lead with a goal from number 15, Ren Morquay. First assist to number 23, Jack Peart. And the second assist to number 10, Joey Del Greco. I did not get the time for that goal. But that made it 3-2. And then at 16:38, Grand Rapids made it 4-2 with the goal from number 10, Joey Del Greco. First assist to number 23, Jack Peart. And the second assist to number 15, Ren Morquay. Once again, that was at 16:38, right at the end of the first period of play. And that's where we stand between Grand Rapids and Brainerd. Thunderhawks with the 4-2 lead. We'll step aside here, play our sponsor ads, and we'll be back from the IRA Civic Center in Grand Rapids shortly. Stop by Iron Range Apparel for all your Minnesota-themed clothing and home decor. Located in the Thunderbird Mall in Virginia, Iron Range Apparel offers lake cabin and home decor along with a large variety of apparel. Stop by Iron Range Apparel for all your Minnesota-themed clothing and home decor. Located in the Thunderbird Mall in Virginia, offers wholesale pricing and custom screen printing. Find them on Facebook and Instagram or shop online at ironrange.shop. And good luck to all the players. Minnesota Twist Drill is a proud sponsor of Up North Hockey and wish best of luck to all players on the season ahead and to have fun. For all your heating, air conditioning, and refrigeration needs in the Grand Rapids area, call Tony from Anthony's Heating, Air Conditioning, and Refrigeration at 218-256-1092 or find them on Facebook at Anthony's Heating, AC, and Refrigeration, LLC. G&B Environmental specializes in proactive air and water filtration services, HVAC coil protection, cottonwood screen insulation for cooling units, UV light air purification systems, and electrostatic disinfectant spraying for COVID-19 and other contagions. Give them a call at 1-800-466-2018 or visit gbenvironmental.com. Winnie Trading Post is your one-stop shop on the way to the lake. Located 12 miles north of Deer River on Highway 46 by Lake Winnebagosh, Winnie Trading Post offers gas, food, bait, propane, and everything in between. Find them on Facebook by searching Winnie Trading Post or stop by on your next trip to the lake. All right, welcome back to the IRA Civic Center. The teams are just about to come back on the ice as the Warriors take the ice for the second period of play. Looking at some other scores around high school hockey here tonight. It is 1-1 between Hibbing Chisholm and Virginia Mountain Iron Buell at the Bree Cupoletti Arena in Virginia. It's probably end of one there. Of course, other games going on tonight. Hermantown Duluth East. Try to find an update on that game. Obviously a big game there. Those two teams haven't played each other in a long time. It is 4-1 Hermantown over Duluth East with 5:27 left in the second period of play.
You know, I sit and I look at some of these, this is on Hockey Hub, some of the rankings for the year still. I had to laugh, and I only want to bring this up because of this. Maple Grove, which I heard is really good. Then you got Bunnell, Eden Prairie, St. Thomas, Lakeview South. Then they got Grand Rapids at number 6. And I get that, that all those teams from down south. This is our Thursday night be our first good test. And you said it earlier. I think that Hermantown could probably play with any Class A team. They'd be in the top 5 team in AA. They're good. It's going to be a great game Thursday night. I'm going to be doing the game over in up in Eveleth against North Shore, so that'll be a good game. But no, I'm looking forward to this second period. Hopefully, all the teams are settled down and we get some hockey in here. So.
And it's 4-2 Grand Rapids over Brainerd after one period of play.
Like Mr. David Kushel, the president of the Graha Association, standing there between us, kind of making sure we're doing everything right.
I don't know who that was, but
that's who that was. Mr. David Kushel, he's the president of Graha.
That's right. His son's the student manager of Grand Rapids, Drew Kushel. Of course, we'd like to thank him for his hospitality, providing us with programs and line charts. Opportunity, nice play there by Hayden DeMars right off the bat here in the second period. He got tripped up there and was able to get a shot off, but it went wide of the net. Now here's DeMars once again. Second line starting once again for Grand Rapids in the second period of play. The Kerr, Drotz, and DeMars line. Here's Drotz, center ice. Driving in over to DeMars. Bumped off the play now. Brainerd brings it out. Now back in the Grand Rapids zone. Here comes Peart. Peart back to Drotz. Out front. Rebound chance. Peart can't pull the trigger there. Lost track of the puck. Now it's going to be brought out by the Brainerd Warriors.
That's good. Is it icing or a penalty? Both.
Thought they were maybe going to call
they are going to, aren't they?
An interference penalty on Joey Del Greco, number 10, but they won't. It's an icing.
Yes, that's good. I've seen the linesman and the referee both had their arms up in the air, skating side by side.
So 15:59 remaining in period 2. It's 4-2. Grand Rapids with the lead over Brainerd. The point, Stauffer can't keep it in. Now back in the Grand Rapids zone. Brainerd picks it up as it's Ekstrand. Now back behind the net. Here's Morquay now. Morquay shoots it out, sent right back in by Brainerd. Stopped by the goaltender Pilkington. Stauffer over to Morquay. Back over to Stauffer now. Here's Bischoff. Bischoff over to Holcomb. Shot. Rebound chance. Scores! Hunter Bischoff, number 12, gets the goal to make it 5-2 in favor of Grand Rapids. You saw that right there.
He got his own rebound.
Yeah, and Bischoff tried shooting it, hit one of his teammates' skates, and it came right back to him, and he was able to shoot it in off the second rebound, and that makes it 5-2 Grand Rapids with 15:19 remaining in period number 2.
You know, and that kind of confirms my theory on 70% of goals scored in hockey are done off rebounds.
To wait for the official scoring here.
Braden Holcomb will pick up the second assist on that one.
And Joey Del Greco with the first assist. Of course, scoring the goal was Hunter Bischoff. That was scored at 1:41.
There's some good hustle right there by Grand Rapids. They came into the zone, moving the puck. Joey Del Greco flies all the time. Watching him skate, he's fun to watch. He's not a big guy, but he's got a powerful shot. He's accurate and fast. He's always in the action.
And he's a very good skater. You know, it's a good skill to have when you're a little bit smaller, just being a good, strong skater. Backhand shots, good opportunity there for Sturl. Klang was there for the save for the Warriors. It's again 5-2 in favor of the Grand Rapids Thunderhawks. With 14:38 remaining in period 2. Shots on goal 21-6 in favor of the Thunderhawks. Up at the point, Morquay with a snipe. And he scores to make it 6-2.
I'll tell you what, that puck, there he goes again. Just like down here on this end when he got his first goal of the game. The puck just showed up to him. He pulled it back and scored down there in the first period. This one, it just rebounded off of a Brainerd Warrior defenseman's knee pad and went right to Ren Morquay. He didn't even let the puck settle down. He did a one-timer, had a wide open net to shoot it in, and he got it there very quick.
Yeah, Morquay has been very impressing here tonight. He's scored he has 2 goals here tonight, 1 assist. Another chance here, just about another goal there for Garrett Trotz. Yeah, I didn't hear the assist on that goal, but Morquay, along with Peart and some other players, very impressive start to this game. Now Brainerd's going to be way offside there. And we have a stoppage of play.
And that was actually worked out because all 3 of the Grand Rapids forwards had worked their hind ends off out there, and they were tired. And 2 guys ran into each other. The two Rapids guys checked the Brainerd guy behind the net. Both the Rapids guys hit the ground, and they kept coming up, and they were tired. So Grand Rapids will control now, and they'll come out of the zone with Sterl up to Hunter. Hunter dump it in behind the net, and Braden Holcomb will chase after it.
Grand Rapids picks it up in their offensive zone. Poked ahead by Bischoff down to the far corner. Now in the near corner. Brainerd controls now in their own zone. Now Peart back in the Grand Rapids zone. Up to Del Greco. Now Holcomb. Drop pass to Joey Del Greco. Now Sam Sturl, Hunter Bischoff, shot there. Poked aside by goaltender Klang. Now Sam Sturl's unable to keep it in the zone as the puck goes all the way down. No icing there on the play. Now here's Sturl retreating back with it behind the net.
You know, one thing I like to see this Grand Rapids team, though, Wyatt Pelkington, the goalie for Grand Rapids, big guy, but he plays the puck. He'll come out, and he just doesn't let it come to him or sit behind the net and wait. He does a great job of playing it, getting it back into the action.
Henry Sturl with the backhand shot there. And Kling makes the save. Shots on goal, 25-6 in favor of Grand Rapids. They have come out with fire here in the second period.
Well, the one thing I've noticed that they've done, they've settled down. They're staying away from that extracurricular play. Don't want to get, wrapped up into that and sit time in that penalty box. Give Brainerd any chance to get any more goals. Rapids was tested. We mentioned that earlier, and I do believe that they've, answered the test.
Brainerd sends it out to neutral. Here's Morquay. Morquay flips it in. As it's gloved and poked ahead by the Warriors. That was Clefman. Now Grand Rapids sends it out. See how Wyatt Holcomb on the ice for the first time here tonight. Also, Ben Bonner. It's like Grand Rapids sending out some of their
fourth liners,
extra skaters. Also, Blaine Mortensen out there.
And Blaine had a great JV game. He played the first two periods, and he got the goal for Grand Rapids in the JV game to put him up 1-0. But, the first 10 minutes of that game, he must have had 6 shots on net. He was working.
Brainerd pokes it out. Now back in the Grand Rapids zone. Here's Kyle Hankey. Over to Morquay. Morquay slaps it out. Now here's DeMars coming up with speed, picking it up. Poked away by Polkamp. Now in the far corner up to the half wall. Shot there from the sideboards by Drotz. And a save by Kling. Now Polkamp sends it around the boards. Now Drotz intercepts it. Looks like the net might have moved there. Another shot there by Bischoff and covered up by Kling.
Hayden DeMars was a little upset. He took that shot, and it looked like he fanned on it, but no, he broke the tip of it, or the blade off, and it didn't come off all the way. It was just dangling, so he finished it when he got to the bench. But then Hayden DeMars is a big, strong kid on his skates, powerful on the boards. He just got such a good skating ability about him. This whole Grand Rapids team does.
Play continues here in the Brainerd zone. Here's Bischoff up to the point to Peart. Over to Del Greco. Del Greco, nice little move. Fires it way over the net. That was a nice.
He was picking the corner.
Nifty move by Joey Del Greco. Holcomb. Bischoff shot just wide of the net. Goes to the near corner. Now Sam Sturl picks it up. Now back behind the net. Flipped ahead by Brainerd. Polkamp. To Macau, who tips it out. Now Peart back in the Grand Rapids zone. To Holcomb. Now Del Greco. Holcomb. Now Bischoff shot wide of the net. Hits the backboards. Now shot behind the net by Gardapi. Grand Rapids keeps it in at the point. Del Greco sends it out front. Goes on net there. Kling makes a save, and now back at the Grand Rapids zone. Peart up to Browse. Wade Browse dumps it in. It's going to go wrap around the boards. Now Henry Sturl comes in to pick it up. Henry Sturl up to his brother Sam Sturl. Sorry about that. That's the other way around. Number 24 is Sam Sturl. 18 is Henry Sturl. Browse sends it back behind the net. Now sent up the half wall by Brainerd. Kept in at the point by Will Stoffer. Grand Rapids will keep it in. Now Brainerd flips it out, and it's going to go all the way down for an icing.
Brainerd players had no gas left in the tank at all. Literally none at all in the tank. They were moving the puck back and forth back there, trying to get it out of the zone. Grand Rapids was cycling the puck, cycling their players. It was pretty amazing how tired they were, and the Grand Rapids just kept hammering them.
Shot there by Morquay. It goes up and out of play for a stoppage of play.
And we got number 22, Blake Hendrickson's getting a shift out here in this game.
Yeah, that fourth line back out there. Mortensen, And also number 8, Wyatt Holcomb. Here's Stauffer. Tries finding Holcomb on the pass. Can't connect. Now here comes Brainerd the other way. Back along the backboards, now behind the net. Now here's Stauffer over to Holcomb. Holcomb driving in. Shot wide of the net. Now here's Stauffer. Now Brainerd will pick it up. Here's Polkamp. Polkamp driving up with it. And steered aside by Morquay. Behind the Grand Rapids net. Here's Mortensen picking it up. Up to Henriksen. Henriksen gets knocked off the play, and now here's Gardapi picking it up for Brainerd. Grand Rapids controls Peart. Over to Sturl. Sam Sturl shot gets blocked by traffic. Now Brainerd's going to drive out with it. Here's Peart back in the Grand Rapids zone. Pressure coming from Matt Cow. Peart up to DeMars. DeMars driving in, shot right out, rebound chance there for Justin Kerr. And a couple saves by goaltender Jed Klang. Here's Kerr once again picking it up. Drotz now, backhand shot. Now it's going to be sent out by Brainerd. And it's going to go all the way down for an icing.
You know, that was excellent play by Sam Sterrell. He took the puck, came in, and he got deep in behind, and he lost the puck, and he scored it out. It was going to be a 4-on-1, and Jack Peart was the only defense, and Sam skated hard, got back in the play, and he was the one that intercepted the puck and was able to turn it around and bring it back into the zone for Grand Rapids.
Brainerd drives out with it to neutral. Holcomb back to Peart now, retreating back for Grand Rapids in their own zone. Over to Sam Sturl through center ice. Sturl in front of the net. The net is off, it looks like. And the referee will blow the whistle. They've been having issues with that net all night. It's been, it hasn't gone off really too much, but it has been, moving a little bit.
You know, something I seen earlier in that JV game, the net to the north end of the rink here, it came off a few times, and the referees didn't blow the whistle as the play was to progress out of the zone. The goalie for whoever was down there just put it back in place and they let it go. Now here's what I don't understand. Why is it outside when the goalie's the one that knocked it off?
Face off in front of the Grand Rapids bench here. One back by Brainerd. Play at neutral. Here's Del Greco. Up to Bischoff. Bischoff skating up with it. Out front. Here's Holcomb with a shot right on. And Klain is there for the save.
You know, that is some excellent play by Hunter Bischoff there. Patience. Could have came in, could have shot it. Knew he didn't have a good angle. Knew he didn't have good balance on the puck. Was able to turn it towards the boards, get it back out, and throw it out to Braden Holcomb. And Braden was able to get a shot right on the midsection of the goalie.
Yeah, Hunter Bischoff looks like a whole different player this year. I know during the summer he was down at a hockey camp in the cities. He was there for most of the summer, and, he's improved a lot. Looks like he's heading to the box now, that Hunter Bischoff.
Why they get – whoa. I thought that was going the other way.
It's a holding penalty on Hunter Bischoff, but
yep.
Hunter Bischoff looking very good for this Thunderhawks team. He's improved a lot over the summer, like I said, and, one of their leaders on this team.
Yeah, he definitely is. And you know what? Halfway through last year, he really started to emerge as one of the leaders on this team, and it's carried right on through. I noticed a lot of these kids are playing hockey in the off season. Is there even an off season in hockey? You're just getting away from your high school. Look at Jack played hockey. A lot of these kids were playing hockey out there.
Brainerd controls in their own in the offensive zone. Roby over to Polkamp. Polkamp will fire a shot. Hits the backboards. Now Jack Peart's going to send it off the glass. It's going to go all the way down.
That is just excellent being shorthanded for Grand Rapids, playing the box, Smart, stay between your men. Don't give them nothing extra.
Brainerd's going to be offside here, and we'll have a stoppage of play.
And right there is what I'm talking about, how Brainerd's moving the puck up, coming into the zone. They're on the power play, and as they start to cross the red line, the Grand Rapids defensemen are stepping up. They got wings helping them. They're staying in position, and they cause the offsides. This is why this Grand Rapids team has only given up 6 shots in this game.
And before this game, I mentioned that I'd like to see more offensive firepower from the Grand Rapids forwards and just the whole team. And they've shown that here tonight so far. 6 goals on 32 shots. It's been a very good performance for Grand Rapids. And their defensemen are playing very good offensive games as well.
They are. They have stepped right in. Rim Markway scored his goal stepping up on the play.
Back at center ice, we have a hand pass
on Brainerd.
On Brainerd.
Bring it back to the right-hand side of the Brainerd goalie. The Grand Rapids defensemen have stepped into the play. I mean, Jack scoring that goal. He scored his goal from in close. You let these guys, Joey Del Greco, Jack Peart, you let them walk in from the faceoff dot to the goalie with just them and the goalie. They're going to score a goal.
Del Greco out front, shot, fires it just to the left.
And he picked his corner and just missed it.
Now Markway back in the Thunderhawk zone. He's going to fire it all the way across the ice. 18 seconds remaining on the power play for Brainerd. Here's Holcomb. Intercepted by Roby of Brainerd. Roby sends it over to Stockson. Stockson sends it in. So it wraps around the boards now in the far corner. Grand Rapids at full strength now as Hunter Bischoff comes back on the ice. He'll get replaced by Hayden DeMars. Brainerd in their offensive zone. Shot there. Pilkington thinks he has it as it went to the far corner there. Now Grand Rapids will send it out. Here's DeMars up to Del Greco. Now back to Markway. Trying to find DeMars there. Can't connect on the pass. Here's Del Greco now. Down to Holcomb. Now over to Peart. Peart shot right on there and covered up by Klang.
You watch Del Greco, Braden, Hayden DeMars, right there. They look like McLaughlin, Hayne, and Miller of 17, knowing where they're going to be. You practice with these guys, you play with these guys, you play position, you know where they're going to be. You can throw the puck there and know the guy's going to be there. Sometimes you get a no-look pass and it's there. In Grand Rapids right now, Hayden DeMars digs for it in the corner. It's going to go behind the net, and Drotz is going to go after it now. It's going back behind the net again.
Well, an update here around high school hockey. It's still a 1-1 between Hibbing Chisholm and Virginia Mountain Iron Buell from the Coupletti Arena in Virginia. And also, after 2 periods of play, it is Hermantown 4 and Duluth East 1. Shots on goal 27-11 in favor of Hermantown.
And again, that's a game that has not been played in a long time.
That's right. Here's Kerr driving in with it. Now picked up by DeMars. DeMars up to Sturl. Shot. That was Sam Sturl, the defenseman, putting the shot on there. Now DeMars gets knocked off the play in the near corner up to Sturl. Shot blocked away by number 9, Andrew Zuck. Now Brainerd will drive out with it. Now we have a penalty coming up on Grand Rapids.
That's a really, really late call.
Grand Rapids.
No, it's going to be. It's not. It's going to be on Brainerd.
All right, I meant
retaliation.
Yeah, I think I meant Brainerd heading to the box here. So Grand Rapids power play coming up.
Because Grand Rapids or the Brainerd coach wanted a penalty because he thought it was a tripping, and so did the Brainerd player because he retaliated when he got up. So Brainerd does not need to let this Grand Rapids team back on another power play. 3:09 left in the second period. 6-2 Grand Rapids. Shots are 34-8 in favor of Grand Rapids.
Harrison Seymour heading to the box. 2-minute minor. Grand Rapids power play back out. Here's Del Greco. Up to Peart. Back over to Del Greco. Now down to Holcomb. Peart now at the point. Shots. Flex off a stick and goes way up and out of play and into the rafters.
You know, that just shows me the unselfishness that Jack Peart has. He'd rather hold the puck and set one of his players up and let them get a goal. It's just what makes him such a force out there.
And when he was playing with Fargo, I remember that one overtime goal that the Forest scored. It was Jack Peart right in front of the net, but he sent it over to one of his teammates at Fargo there. Just a beautiful play, unselfish play too, but it's a smart play as well.
Oh, yeah, he could have taken the shot and scored the goal himself, and he chose not to.
Peart breaks a twig now, second broken stick of the night for Grand Rapids. And he'll get a new stick from the bench.
Just in time.
And Peart's back out there, sends it up to Morquay. As it's sent out by the Warriors, Mackel. Here's Peart to Holcomb. Holcomb can't get a shot off there, and now it's going to squirt to the net and covered up by Klang.
Braden, he just could not find no one to pass it to. He got kind of stuck, and he was tired. The coaches wanted everybody to switch on that one, so now Grand Rapids got that second line back out there with Peart and Sam Sterrell on defense, so we got 44 seconds left in their power play.
So we have 1:48 remaining in period 2. It is 6-2 in favor of Grand Rapids, and they're still in the power play for 30 more seconds. Here's Peart at the point. Peart shot right on. Rebound chance picked up by Kerr now. Kerr trying to put a shot through there, blocked away by Brainerd's Gardapi. Now here's Sam Sterrell's shot, another block, this time by Polkamp.
You look at Hayden DeMars in front trying to be the screen. Big body in front of that goalie, giving him fits.
Sterrell over to Peart. Up to DeMars. DeMars driving in, makes a nice move out front. Shot, scores, no goal. I was just going to say, Grand Rapids player in the crease. I believe that was Justin Kerr in the crease. And that's no goal. When I was calling the goal there, I realized that Kerr was in the crease. So, and actually, Brainerd's back at full strength now. So we have 1:05 remaining in period 2. Back to 5-on-5 hockey, still 6-2 in favor of the Thunderhawks.
I said it earlier, that line moves the puck quite well. They cycle it well. They just the way they move. Each one of these lines play very, very well together. Now we got that the fourth line back out there for Grand Rapids.
Yep, that's Mortensen, Holcomb, and Henriksen.
Ben Bonner.
Or actually Bonner, not Henriksen this time. Here's Morquay. Morquay back behind the net. Now sent up to Bonner. Now here's Holcomb, shots. Hits a Brainerd player and goes up and out of play.
Blaine Mortensen, watching him even skate on the varsity here, he's still smooth on his skates. Smart head man. He knows where his players are. Just very, very smart hockey player.
So we have 26 seconds remaining. Out front, Mortensen controls.
You can tell these guys want their goal.
Mortensen trying to center a pass there. Now here's picked up by Holcomb. Rebound chance for Bonner. Bonner controls again. Ben Bonner, that is. Low shot there, deflects wide. Shot by Stauffer. Now back up to Stauffer's shot there. Can't get it on net. And that's going to do it for the second period of play from the IRA Civic Center in Grand Rapids. Thunderhawks add 2 more goals in our middle period and add a lot of shots. 37-8 shots on goal after 2 periods of play.
We expect them to get a lot of shots. The one thing that still impresses me is to see that they're only giving up 8 shots. The defense played well. They gave up 2 shots that period. And, I still say the shots that they're getting are not coming from good scoring spots. I mean, they're getting them from, be on the outside of the face-off dots, between the face-off circle and the blue line. So right now, I mean, Grand Rapids they're in control. They're playing good hockey. What they need to do is they need to just start fine-tuning a few things right now, getting ready for this, this big matchup come Thursday night with the Hermantown Hawks. So I'll let Blake take over here. We'll probably step away and give our sponsors some time to talk. And
yeah, we'll do that. We'll step aside here once again after 2 periods of play from the IRA Civic Center. It's the Grand Rapids Thunderhawks 6 and the Brainerd Warriors 2. You're watching high school hockey on Up North Hockey. Stop by Iron Range Apparel for all your Minnesota-themed clothing and home decor. Located in the Thunderbird Mall in Virginia, Iron Range Apparel offers lake cabin and home decor along with a large variety of apparel. Grab a hockey hoodie for the rink or a winter hat for the cold Minnesota weather. Iron Range Apparel also offers wholesale pricing and custom screen printing. Find them on Facebook and Instagram or shop online at ironrange.shop, and good luck to all the players. Minnesota Twist Drill is a proud sponsor of Up North Hockey and wish best of luck to all players on the season ahead and to have fun. For all your heating, air conditioning, and refrigeration needs in the Grand Rapids area, call Tony from Anthony's Heating, Air Conditioning, and Refrigeration at 218-256-1092 or find them on Facebook at Anthony's Heating, AC, and Refrigeration, LLC. G&B Environmental specializes in proactive air and water filtration services, HVAC coil protection, cottonwood screen insulation for cooling units, UV light air purification systems, and electrostatic disinfectant spraying for COVID-19 and other contagions. Give them a call at 1-800-466-2018 or visit gbenvironmental.com. Winnie Trading Post is your one-stop shop on the way to the lake. Located 12 miles north of Deer River on Highway 46 by Lake Winnebagosh, Winnie Trading Post offers gas, food, bait, propane, and everything in between. Find them on Facebook by searching Winnie Trading Post or stop by on your next trip to the lake.
Rapids they're in control. They're playing good hockey. What they need.
All right, welcome back to the IRA Civic Center in Grand Rapids. We're just about ready for the final period of play.
You know, I just wanted to talk about what got away from me earlier. The goalie for Brainerd Warriors, Jed Kling, this year so far, before coming into this game, he's faced 173 shots, and he's got a goal of 2.83. So he's a great goalie.
And we have another broken stick there. Eric Polkamp broke a stick. Another chance for Grand Rapids. Can't get to the rebound there. So if you think about that, with the 3 broken sticks, that's about just about $1,000 worth of broken sticks here tonight.
Yes, that is amazing.
Here's Pearce, sends it across the crease. Now in the far corner, here's Kerr. Now DeMars, back behind the net. Trying to find a pass there, intercepted by the Warriors' Ekstrand. DeMars, back to Peart. Now here's Sturl. DeMars now driving into the Brainerd zone. DeMars with a shot right on. Now Del Greco trying to pick it up in the near corner. Drotz comes away with it. Now up to the point. Here's Drotz again. Down to Del Greco. Del Greco up at the blue line now. Can't get a shot through traffic. Now back in the Grand Rapids zone. So talking about Garrett Drotz, number 17. So last season, there's a shot there by Grand Rapids. Drotz hardly played any varsity. To start the season, he was on JV almost the whole year. Then he started playing varsity a little bit here and there. But he's earned his spot at the on the second line there, left wing. He's earned that spot and he's worked really hard for that. And it's good to see him working up to that second line.
Yeah, definitely can't disagree with that. Watching him last year, he wasn't on the JV. He was a hard worker, just like Justin Kerr. These kids, they've worked their way into this lineup. They've played hard. And you know what? They say it all the time. Between 9th, 10th, 11th, your maturity in hockey can grow immensely. So it doesn't surprise me right now. I mean, not everybody's going to be a Jack Peart from, the first time he put skates on.
Playing the Brainerd zone, picked up by the Warriors. Now picked up by the Thunderhawks. Here's Henry Sturl with a shot on there and a glove save by Kling.
That's something right there that I see. And I said it earlier in the JV game. I wish some of these guys would just bring their shots down. If they bring them down, you'd probably have 15, 20 goals right now. Just bring the puck down a little bit.
Controlled by Brainerd there momentarily. A battle for it now. Now the Warriors regain possession. Kept in by John Bonner as he shoots it down to the backboards. Bonner now picks it up behind the net. Now it goes to the far corner. So a battle for it now on the opposite side. Warriors flip it off the glass. It leaves the zone. Here's Sturl now. Sam Sturl, shot right on. And now Brainerd will bring it out. Here's Sam Sturl. To Drotz. Drotz driving in. Can't get a shot through there. Here's DeMars now in the far corner. DeMars out front. And Drotz can't get to the rebound there. Drotz picks it up again now. To Morquay. Shot goes wide of the net. It's the backboards now up to Stauffer.
That goalie does not like it having Hayden DeMars in front of him. He's banging on Hayden. He's slashing his legs.
Yeah, DeMars obviously being a very tall player, it blocks a lot of sight for the goaltender.
And very strong on his skates, too.
Morquay back in the Grand Rapids zone. Flips it through neutral. They are going to be offside, but it's going to go down for an icing.
Watch this line. Hayden DeMars is working so hard to get a goal. He's doing everything in his power to get his line mates goals. They're working really, really hard. That line they just click together. Shots right now are 42-7 in favor of Grand Rapids.
And during the second period, we got an update from one of our viewers saying it's 4-2 Hibbing Chisholm over Virginia in the third period.
Hibbing, they're going to take a commanding lead of that IRC now.
Yeah, it's Virginia and the IRC there. They've been off to a really good start in the Iron Range Conference.
Yes.
They beat Evelyn 3-0. They beat International Falls 7-1. They beat Proctor twice by a lot. So that Iron Range Conference wide open. But our partner Randy here at Up North Hockey was telling me that Hibbing might be moving to the Lake Superior Conference next season.
Here comes Blaine on.
Blaine Mortensen the other way. Shot! Had a save there by goaltender Kling. Breakaway chance for Blaine Mortensen. And a big save by Kling.
Kind of reminded me of the JV game. He had a couple of breakaways. He made a great move there. He was shooting against a good goalie. So Blaine, he just puts himself in the right place at the right time. So good for him. I'm glad to see him getting some playing time and having a good game.
Brought out by Brainerd. Here's Del Greco now retreating back with it in his defensive zone. Up to Sturl. Now here's Bischoff. Back to Peart. Now up to Sturl. Now Bischoff. Bischoff driving in. Shot goes wide. Shots on goal 43-7 in favor of Grand Rapids. Here's Bischoff. Over to Holcomb. Shot. And covered up by Kling.
Braden could have shot the puck. I think he was looking to take it one step farther, try to get it back to an open guy. It's fun to watch him play, watch these kids play. Very unselfish team.
Face off to the right of goaltender Jed Kling in the Brainerd zone. Shot off the glass and out of the zone by Polkamp. Now back in the Grand Rapids zone. Here's Peart. To Bonner. Now Peart drives in with it, and they're offside.
Too many passes. The game is kind of, as far as the hitting and stuff, the big hits, the chippy hockey, it's kind of stopped. Now we're just getting some good hockey being played right now.
Of course, Grand Rapids still with that 6-2 lead over Brainerd. Playing the Warriors zone, back behind the net. Couple of big hits there. Behind the Brainerd net. Here comes the Warriors the other way. Now Ben Bonner picks it up.
The Bonner brothers out here together. Twin brothers.
It's probably the first time ever, at the high school level.
Sure it is.
Here's Sturl.
I think John, being the bigger of the two, kind of took the liberty of when his twin got checked pretty hard. He stepped up to the plate and kind of stuck up for him a little bit with a good check.
Of course, John and Ben, very good football players for the Grand Rapids football team. So, yeah, it was cool to see them out there together. Penalty coming up on the Thunderhawks. Henry Sturl going to the box, then a power play for Brainerd.
It will be for holding. And then, people realize, too, that, you got John Bonner and Wade Browse. They're two very, very fast skaters. Probably the fastest on the team. Wade's probably the fastest guy on the team. These guys are the anchors for the 4x100 by relay when it comes track season.
In the Brainerd zone, here's Polkamp picking it up. Up to Roby. Roby backhands it in, down to the backboards. Now Morkway tips it ahead to the corner. Back of the near corner now. Picked up by Maccow, and then over to number 14, Max Roby's shot hits the stick and goes out of play.
You know, Morkway not being a big guy, being a very smart defenseman, the way he handles the opponent player, I mean, uses his body to an advantage and just out-muscles him. He's got to be a very strong athlete.
Shot there by Polkamp, and now a shot out by Morkway. Yeah, Morkway has been very impressive here tonight. He was very good for Grand Rapids last year on the blue line. He was on the second defensive pair.
Yep.
And, this year, he's looks even better, and he's a rock for that very good Grand Rapids defensive core.
Yes.
There's a shot there just a few seconds ago by Brainerd, went just wide. 50 seconds remaining on the power play for Brainerd. Now picked up by Morkway, who's going to shoot it out. Now here's Polkamp, center ice to Roby. Now here's Stockson in the far corner. Battle for it. 30 seconds remaining on the power play for the Warriors. To the point, here's Polkamp. Polkamp up at the point. Driving it, shot just wide of the net there.
I can see why this kid is good. He's got scores goals. He's almost hit the net twice with very accurate shots.
Warriors in their own zone. 5 seconds remaining on their power play. Peart through center ice now. Over to Sturl. Sturl shot right on, blockered away by the goaltender Klang. Now it will leave the zone through neutral. Here's Sturl. Sam Sturl over to Peart. Now drop pass back to Sturl. Now here's Bischoff. Brainerd zone down to Sturl. Now out front trying to find Drotz on the pass there. Now back at neutral. Peart back in the Grand Rapids zone now. To Del Greco.
See that, knowing where your players are. He didn't look.
Out front, Drotz with a backhand shot in front of the net. Klein makes the save. And here's Polkamp, finds Roby on the pass. And nice play there by Sam Sturl as he broke up the play. Peart back behind the net. 6:48 remaining in period 3. No icing there on the play as it deflected off a Brainerd player. Now in the Warriors zone, in the near corner. Sent up the boards by the Warriors, and it will leave the zone to neutral. Front of the benches, here's Kerr. Over to Stauffer. Stauffer sends it towards the net. Intercepted by Brainerd. Seymour sends it out. Now brought in by the Warriors. Alex Jones shot right on there and covered up by Pilkington.
That'd be Brainerd's 8th shot of the game. And there again, another shot coming from just inside the blue line. Kind of throwing it in, doing a dump, getting off the ice. I was pulling for Blaine Mortensen to get a goal. I'd like to see a kid, get a goal in the JV game and then turn around and get one in the varsity. That'd be pretty good. He's working hard.
Here's Stauffer. Back behind the net over to Morkway. Morkway off the glass, leaves the zone. Sent right back in by Brainerd. So coming up Thursday night for Grand Rapids, they'll travel down to the Twin Ports to take on Hermantown. Probably their biggest test of the year, I would say, as the Thunderhawks are offside. But I do think it's going to be, they played Hill Murray, won that game. But I think this Hermantown game's even a bigger test for Grand Rapids coming Thursday night for the, just the team and the goaltender Wyatt Pilkington. Pilkington has not seen a lot of shots this season so far, so I think it's going to be a good test for the whole team.
I think you're 100% right. It's going to be a good test.
And then Brainerd will take on Alexandria at the Essentia Health Sports Center in Brainerd. Also coming up for our Up North hockey schedule, we have another doubleheader coming up on Thursday night. I'll be in Coleraine for Virginia Mountain Iron Buell and Greenway, Section 7A and Iron Range Conference matchup there. And then Randy and Eric will be in Eveleth, as it's going to be North Shore and Eveleth Gilbert. And also Friday night, Greenway Hibbing at the Hibbing Memorial Building. A lot of games coming up this week on Up North Hockey.
You know, and it's a weird year because it's weird to see Greenway has 2 back-to-back games, one Thursday, one Friday. You know, both away games, too, for them.
Actually, the Thursday night game is in Coleraine.
Oh, it is in Coleraine. Okay.
Yep, Virginia and Greenway.
Yep.
So we have 4:32 remaining in period 3. Morquay's forced to shoot it all the way down, and it's going to go down for an icing.
There's something you don't see Grand Rapids do often is, the ice the puck. It doesn't happen often. They've still got a lot in the tank. It's either way they're skating. Brainerd's just really fighting. Shots 45-8. 4:28 left in the third. 6-2 Grand Rapids.
Here's Sturl in the Grand Rapids zone. Tries finding Brous, can't connect on the pass. Now back in the Brainerd zone. Here's Stockson. Can't handle it. Now here's John Bonner. Back to Henry Sturl, up to the point to Peart. Back down to Sturl. Now over to Sam Sturl. Shot right on there and covered up by goaltender Klang.
You know, that's what I see as smart hockey right now. Brainerd's got a little pushy there, and I'll give Wade Brous credit. He could have turned around and said something. He just walked away from the situation, so I think that's excellent. It's just being smart hockey right now.
Talking about some other news, I don't know if we mentioned this on the broadcast yet. There's an offside there for Brainerd. A few weeks ago, I might have mentioned this, but it's worth it to mention it again. A few weeks ago, Youth Hockey Hub announced that the Minnesota State High School Leagues in the process of confirming a state tournament for boys and girls hockey at the end of March and the first couple days of April. It would be a whole week-long event at the XL Energy Center. So I'm happy to hear that. I'm happy that these kids have a state tournament to play for. You know, I'm hoping some fans will be allowed by March, late March. We'll see what happens there, but I'm just happy that these kids have something to play for. And also, it was announced that Section 7AA is going to be doing a no AMSOIL this year. All the games are going to be at the highest seed. So let's say Grand Rapids gets the highest seed in Section 7AA. They would play, assuming they made it to the championship game, the section championship would be
every game right here in this arena.
Yep, would be right here at the IRA Civic Center. Here's Holcomb.
And that is awesome. That's a huge advantage. And I think the reason they used AMSOIL before, Blake, was to get, 10,000 people in there. Get as many as they could in there. You can't fit that in this arena. Hibbing you can, but, if they go to a higher seed, I like that.
So we have 2:35 remaining in period 3. It is still a 6-2 lead in favor of Grand Rapids. Has been a pretty quiet period for both teams. A couple opportunities for Grand Rapids here and there. They also lead in shots 46-8 as we're in just about the final 2 minutes of the final period of play.
Yeah, Grand Rapids has given up 3 shots in the last 2 periods. 2 in the second and 1 in this third. The 5 shots they got in the first period, 2 of them were goals. And, we talk about the first goal they scored. It was tipped in by a Brainerd player it was 3 feet off the ice and it was tipped in the net. And then the second one they scored, Brainerd's second goal, it was a good play by Brainerd. They did what they did, threw it out there, and it was a picture, just what you're supposed to do, picture perfect play, and scored a goal.
Play here in the Brainerd zone. Back behind the net, controlled by the Warriors. Now out front, trying to tip it in. There was Drotz to the point. Sam Sturl keeps it in. Polkamp backhands it up the boards. Now Brainerd drives up with it. Tipped out by Vilwuck. Now in the Grand Rapids zone. Minute 24 remaining in period 3. Just a reminder to stay tuned for our Iron Range Apparel Player of the Game coming up after the game. Of course, stay tuned to our 3 social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter for that. Just about to the 1 minute mark of this game. And we have 1 minute remaining. Shot up by Grand Rapids. DeMar's chasing for it. Now picked up by the Warriors. Here's Lund. Sends it up to Maccow. Big hit there behind the net in the Grand Rapids zone. Mortensen sends it over to Morquay. Morquay through center ice. Shot right on there from the point. Trying to get to the rebound there are DeMars and Mortensen. DeMars trying to get a shot there on net. And now it's going to be flipped up and go out of play.
You know, Rem Morquay, he's had a great game. Right there. He's not, like I said it earlier, he's not a big guy, but that Brainerd guy just tried to hit him from behind the thing, and he stood his ground. He knocked the Brainerd player down. He's just smart hockey player, knows how to play on his feet. This whole Grand Rapids team, the defense core, I give them credit again tonight.
17 seconds remaining in period 3. Browse now back to Hankey. Over to Morquay. Now it's going to go through neutral. The time's going to wind down here. And that's going to do it from the IRA Civic Center in Grand Rapids. Our final score here tonight, it's the Grand Rapids Thunderhawks 6 and the Brainerd Warriors 2. Shots on goal, 48-8 in favor of Grand Rapids.
You know, Blake, that was a great hockey game. Seen 2 good hockey games tonight. B Squad, or JV, they tied 1-1. Goal scored by Blaine Mortensen in the beginning of the first period. Grand Rapids come out, scored a goal right away. Brainerd come back and got 2. Good hockey game after that. Third period was no scoring, quiet. You know, just Grand Rapids played smart hockey. Once they settled down, they just had to settle down because they didn't want to see them get wrapped up in, you know, the penalty game. That would have been bad. So I'm happy they got the win. They go to 7-0. They got a huge test coming up this Thursday night. So we'll keep our fingers crossed and hope they play well.
So we didn't have any goals in the third period of play. Just recapping the 2 second period goals. We forgot to do that in between the second and third periods. To make it 5-2, we had a goal from number 12. Hunter Bischoff, first assist to number 10. Joey Del Greco, second assist to number 9. Braden Holcomb. And the final goal for Grand Rapids tonight in that second period, make it 6-2, was scored by number 15, Ren Morquay. First assist to number 11, Wade Brous. And the second assist to number 6, Will Stauffer. And that's our final score here tonight, 6-2, Grand Rapids over Brainerd. Just like to thank our sponsors here really quick. Iron Range Apparel, Minnesota Twist Drill, Anthony's Heating, AC and Refrigeration, G&B Environmental, and Winnie Trading Post. And also stay tuned this week. We have 2 games on Thursday night on Up North Hockey, Virginia Mountain Iron Beal and Greenway at the Hodgkins Bravado Arena in Coleraine. And also we have coverage of North Shore and Eveleth Gilbert at the Eveleth Hippodrome. And then on Friday, we have Greenway and Hibbing Chisholm, boys hockey game from the Hibbing Memorial Building. That's it for this week. I'll be going down to the cities. I'll be working for MN Hockey TV, do a couple games for them. So, yeah, stay tuned to our social media platforms. Also for the Iron Range Apparel Player of the Game, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And we'll sign off here. Thank everyone for tuning in here tonight For Hunter Hillman on the camera, Eric Johns doing the color commentary. I'm Blake Mortensen signing off from Grand Rapids. Have a good night, everyone.